Let's talk about note taking. So, whenever you're first in class and you're taking notes, you're trying to scramble to get all of your information down. And I'm going to show you an example of that here. So, this is a class that I took a long time ago about AI. And you can see I just used pencil and drew some graphs the best I could, did some formulas. It especially gets kind of hard when I'm going back and looking at this, trying to find out in the matrix like what is equal to what step was done first or second. So what you do is you take your notes, and you might notice this paper's kind of got interesting layout. This isn't exactly it, but this is similar to the layout of what they call the Cornell method for taking notes. And so you have this column over here, and you take your main notes here, and you like bring out some main ideas on the left, kind of like a summary. That summary really helps your brain kind of identify what's important. And so sometimes I did that over here. Sometimes I didn't use it at all. Sometimes I just use it like an extension of my scrap paper. Sometimes I wrote it sideways for some reason. So I got a lot of different little things here. And then eventually I started realizing that I'm not getting enough information that when I look back at it, that it's easy for me to pick up on. Like I have to do too much thinking just to get back into the mindset of like, what did this mean? What was I scribbling here? And obviously my handwriting is atrocious, but yeah, so I started using the different colors. And some of this stuff gets so complicated that the different colors really make it so much easier to track what's what. So, again, this was just like as I was scribbling, as I was taking the notes. The next step in consolidating that information is after you've done that, after you've made your main ideas and after you have gotten your summaries, it's to rewrite your notes. And this takes a little bit of time, but what this does is it sorts and organizes the ideas in such a way that when you're processing it again as you're reading your notes and then thinking about it and then writing them down again. But secondly, you're processing it critically, as opposed to the way that you were doing before, which was, let me just get this information down before it goes away. And now you're looking at, well, what is the most important information and how is it related to the other information? And how can I basically show that in some way? So that's where you get the colorful pins, and that's where you get like boxing information and things like that. And what I like to use is just any variety pack of pins. So in the past, I think in this notebook I used these Pilot G2s. They got different colors. They're nice gel pins, so you've probably seen those before. Also, something else that I've used a lot are these friction pins. So these are erasable pins. Then they got different colors. And then you use sometimes different highlighters can be helpful. Now, I wouldn't write your notes in highlighters, but just like I've done here to highlight certain areas, that's like a big formula that's important. Maybe highlight that with a different color. And the different colors can mean different things too. Another good kit is this one here because it comes with some colored pens and some highlights. And then worst comes to worst, I buy these multicolored pens. They don't really have good quality. The line thickness is not great, but at least you can get the colors and it's pretty quick to switch from one to the next. But what's important, this is the exact same information as the first notebook. Literally, I looked at the first notebook and I rewrote it. But I used the different colors to identify different pieces of information, or I used the colors to identify different steps in the problem. Here, for example, J equals O, and so this is the formula that is related to the O iteration of this, and green is the color that I used for the first iteration. So you got the 0th and the first. Here, I have theta O in the same color as the JO, and I have theta 1 and the same color as J1. So you know those are related, right? So very simple idea. Here's another idea here is how am I combining these things? So this was just actually, again, thinking back at like just condensing the information. Well, I hadn't done linear algebra in a while, so I figured it was a good idea to do a review and a little formula sheet. So this is how do you do matrix math, basic matrix math with some simple examples. And I color coded it so you could see which bits are being selected here and where the result goes just by the colors. Let's see, got some more information in here. Again, with the colors denoting the different pieces of the matrices. This is different colors meaning different steps. Oh. Any big ideas, I highlighted it with each color, and it doesn't come through in the video as well, but especially with the addition of purple, blue, red, and green, it really jumps out on the page. So if I'm just glancing at this, not only is it just bolder, but the different colors really make it pop, and you say, oh, I know what this is supposed to be. This is an important piece of paper, an important piece of information. Here's another example here of different colors and different steps. You can see here, we've got explanations here. Here is where it starts getting messy. I ran out of room, but I wanted to do it anyway on the same page. Really shouldn't have, but the different colors make it easier to see what's going on at least. And that's pretty much the process.